So it's 2 o'clock and I'm just now getting moving. I spent a little bit of time getting video uploaded at the hotel, and then I spent some time here at the co-op eating food. And I tried to get an Uber ride to the trail because I'm about 2 miles away from where the trail leaves town, but there was no Uber available, so I'm walking. All right, I'm here. This is where the trail heads out of town, next to the athletic fields. I am back on trail. There's the athletic fields, and starts off with pine needles. That's what I like to see. And of course, it starts off going uphill. Got some big rocks. Sun's behind clouds. I thought I heard thunder earlier, but there is no breeze right now. Walk through a little marsh. It's 6:45. I've done right at 8 miles. Not great, not terrible since I started at 3. And this looks like where I'm going to camp tonight. Got mushrooms. I bet I could eat them at least once. And I've got water. There's the campsite. 7:30, kind of getting a late start just because I was up for a little while last night and I just didn't feel like rushing this morning. So I'm getting ready to go up Moose Mountain. Today's just going to be up and down, up and down. So Moose Mountain, some other little hill, and then Smarts Mountain, and then I'm probably going to call it a day. But 1.5 miles, I got 1,000 foot of up. Time to get started. South Peak. Moose Mountain has 2 peaks, a north and a south. And there's my view. Which means I don't get a big downhill. I'm just going to get a little down, then another little up. I guess the north peak of Moose Mountain was back there. I didn't see a sign and didn't really notice. I've got 2 miles of down, 1,360 foot of elevation loss. That's Smart Mountain over there, and I'm going to go over it before the day's over. But I've got a ways to go, like 12 miles. But I'm going to enjoy the downhill while I got it. Got another beaver pond. Ready to get back underneath the trees. And here's a view and a breeze, which feels very nice. Climb up here was steep, and it wore me out. My legs felt like they had no strength. Now I'm on the downhill. Next mountain is Smarts Mountain, and that's going to be a heck of a climb too. Slightly different, pretty much the same view. So I just got some trail magic. I'm not sure how long I stayed there. Not worried about it. It was a really good time. I've got 2,350 foot of uphill in the next 4 miles. Going up Smart Mountain. See how this goes. I'm almost to the top. This last half mile is the steepest bit. See, they put rungs in the rock for us. I'm getting tired, folks. This is the view from the fire tower on the top of Smarts Mountain. And somewhere out there, I think they say I'm supposed to be able to see the whites. But the inside of the fire tower, I'm ready to head down, take a break. That's like 3 or 4 miles of downhill. I might start looking for a place to camp. All right, I am done with the summit of Smarts Mountain, and Mount Cube summit is in 6.9 miles. I'm not doing that today. It's almost 4:30. I figure by the time I get down from here, I'm gonna be looking for a place to lay down. This is Jacob Brook, and I made it down here before 6 o'clock, which means there's uphill 3.5 miles to the top of Mount Cube, and no water after like in a mile. So I'm going to figure out what I want to do. So there's the brook, and the trail's quite a ways away. They don't want you camping right on trail, even though some people down there are. So I came up here. Not sure if there's room enough for my tent, and I think I heard thunder, but I'm still figuring out what I want to do. I think it's those little summer storms, so if it doesn't rain on me before nightfall, I think I'm good for the night. I'm gonna go down, get water, and eat. My food bag is way too heavy. Got a 6 o'clock start this morning. Hopefully Mount Cube isn't too bad. Got a little bit of water. Feeling all right. The pack still feels heavy, but I'll just have to get lighter over the days. Here's the view from Eastern Ledges. We're going uphill. Feeling okay. Better than I expected. It was hot down below. This breeze up here feels good. This is a water source that's pretty much dried up. There's a little pool down there. But I think I have enough water from camp. I'm gonna go across. I've got 850 foot of elevation gain in 1.6 miles to the top of Mount Cube. Only gone about a half mile, 1.2 left to go, and 600 and some foot of elevation gain. But the trail is getting rocky, and I think it's going to be steep sections with a little bit of flat mixed in. It's pretty up here. Started up from down there, and I thought I was going to have to go all the way up this. Which, man, if this was slick, break your neck. I see a cairn over here, so this is where the trail goes. So there's another peak. I don't remember how far it is, but anyway, got to check that out. And here's the view from the north peak of Mount Cube. My camera lens is clean, it's just a misty morning. So now I'm heading down, which is normally my jam, but some of these rocks are wet and are going to be slicker than snot. So let's see if I can make it all the way down without busting my butt. I'm almost done with the downhill section. Looks like a neat campsite over there, and look at all the pine needles. There's another Stone wall. Came down from that way. And here's another beaver pond. This is the top of Mount Mist. Not one of big climbs. It was the climb of the day, I guess. Other than Mount Cube. I almost missed it. Alright, a little bit of downhill, short little up. Then I'll be at the base of Mount Moosilauke, and I've been dreading that for days. This is Jeffers Brook. I am going to get some water here. See, a tree fell on the bridge. It's 3 o'clock. I've done 17 miles. Now it's time for Mount Moosilauke, which is like 4 miles up and close to 4,000 miles of elevation gain. Maybe not quite, but I bet I'm not going to be able to feel the difference. And I'm dreading it, but it's too early to make camp, so I'm going to get some water. I asked the southbounder, and they said that there's water part way up. So I'm going to get enough water to go a couple miles up, which could take me a couple hours, and get water there and see how far I'm going. How is that here, where the stream was just a little trickle a little ways ago? Anyway, I do wish I was camping here. I could go take a dip. All right, back uphill. Doesn't look so tough from down here, does it? Since the last water, I've gone 2 miles, 1,283 foot up. This is the first stream I came to, and it's flowing great, which makes me wonder, is the other one going to be flowing well or not? Before I get to the first peak, I've got 1.8 miles and 1,883 foot to go up. But it's 4 o'clock. I'm just having to take a lot of breaks. But you can see it doesn't look that steep from here. It's getting steep, believe me. See that water running down there? This water running up here. Carried almost 2 liters. Nah, 1.5 liters. Anyway, uphill, because the water reports were so old, I didn't actually think these were going to be flowing. I'm not bitter. All right, like another mile and some change to go up. Came up and down there. Going up there. It says that to the south peak, which isn't the very top, but it's the steepest part. I have 0.6 of a mile and like 800 and some foot of elevation gain. So that's steep. But it's 5:15. I've got plenty of time. Everything's wet up here. Makes things slick. Okay, I'm done with the steep stuff there. The south peak is over here. They say it's 0.9 of a mile to the actual summit. It's 6 o'clock. I could either try to make camp in this uneven, soggy mess over here, or I can keep going. And I think I'm going to keep going. I feel better than I expected to. It looks like it got rain up here. So I'm hoping to find puddles in the rocks up at the top, enough to fill like another liter bottle. Didn't make it very far before I saw this. So I'm gonna go back and camp, walk up, watch the sunset, come back and go to bed, and then get up and hike up and hopefully catch the sunrise in the morning. So yesterday I got tired of waiting on the sunset. Looked like it was going to be cloudy. Might have been wonderful. I'm breaking camp and I am in a cloud. So I'll still go over the peak same time, but I don't think it's going to be very spectacular. Everything's a little bit damp. I'm feeling good. Legs are ready for that steep downhill. Sunrise is not going to be very exciting. There it is. Starting to get below the cloud. Right now I'm starting the steep downhill. Pretty rocky. The rocks aren't as wet as I thought they'd be. We're going to see if I can make it down without busting my bottom. Clouds are blowing through. There's a lot of dead trees in this little area. If you see, there's a lot of new ones coming up to take their spot. Rocks have gotten slick. I haven't fallen yet. So I'm about 1.5 miles from the bottom, and the rocks are slick. I've slid several times, but I haven't actually fallen. So I am going to go slow. I'm not to Beaver Falls yet, but this is Beaver Brook that's going to go over the falls. I am going so slow. I just can't believe it's taken me this long to get this far. These rocks are slick. There it is. So I fell one time and bent my pole. So I'm going to have to try to figure it out how to straighten it whenever I get to town. All right, it's 7 o'clock. You got a slack pack, 17 miles. They say normally it takes 2 days to do, but that you can do it in 1 day slack packing. I'm the only person that got the shuttle up here to do this part. They say it's going to rain today. I believe them. All right, let's get started. Starts off steep right off the bat. Coming down from up there. Not even an hour into my hike and I get a little bit of downhill. So it's kind of raining, kind of a drizzle that just collects in the leaves, which means all these rocks are going to be slick and I'm going to get to climb them. But that's what I signed up for today. I don't know what I was expecting. You can barely make out the outline of Wolf Mountain. I think that's Wolf Mountain. Anyway, I'm going to be getting into the clouds soon. There wasn't really anything to see as I went over Wolf Mountain. And I've come down and the trail has been a soggy mess. But I think I'm making all right time. Feeling good. It's a cool day. Everything's wet. Alright, I think that's the Kinsman Mountain over there. I'll be heading up soon. I'm at the Eliza Brook Shelter. I haven't seen a bear since like Pennsylvania. Anyway, gonna take a little break and then get back on the trail. Alright, so this is Eliza Brook. I just got a couple bottles of water, probably more than I need, but I'm getting ready to go up to the south peak of Kinsman Mountain. 2.5 miles, 1,940 foot of elevation climb or elevation gain. The weather looks a lot better, so I'm hoping it stays that way. I don't need any lightning or rain for that matter while I'm up there. Came up from down there, going up and around there. I knew it was going to be steep. I'm just glad it's not raining. After I talked about how nice the weather was, clouds came back. This area here is just pretty because it's so mossy. Trail's going up that way. Just moss, and then I think this is some kind of fungus growing up. All right, back uphill. Still have half a mile to go, so hopefully this cloud will blow out of here by the time I get up there. Darn it. Came up from down there. Came from over there. You can see I didn't have any luck with the cloud. But you know what? I'm gonna have other views. This has just kind of been a cool day. Of course, my mood might have improved because I've gotten to one peak, one more peak, and then a big downhill. And here is the view from the North Peak of Kinsman Mountain. So, yeah, I wish that the cloud wasn't here, but I'm glad that it's not raining on me. There's no lightning. I either got under the cloud or the cloud's starting to blow out. Got a little bit of a view, and it looks like it'll clear up as I go that way. So, I decided to just sit down and come down on my butt. I'm pretty sure that's how I was going to end up one way or the other. Okay, now it's going to get hot. Heading down that way. And there's been a couple of these logged ladders that have been just very nice. And the weather's, it's going to be a pretty day. Hopefully the sun stays out and I can dry out my tent whenever I get back. Came from there, and I'm going down the mountain, but I still get to do these little ups. This is the Lonesome Lake Hut, I think they call it. So you can pay to stay at these. I passed a hiker earlier that asked me to drop off or to deliver a message, so I'm going to go say hi. And this is Lonesome Lake. It is a popular spot. Came from over there, going that way. I think it's going to get steep again. But right now, I'm just enjoying hiking on slick rocks. This water has a little color to it. It'd be all right. I just don't need any water. I'm less than an hour from being finished. Heading over that way. Okay, I'm pretty much done. Gonna go under the highway and take a side trail to the parking lot where I'll get picked up. But I'm like an hour and a half early. So if I can't get picked up sooner than that, I guess I'll have to wait. Or I might see if I can arrange a different ride.